Alhaji, I do not believe that the laws are enough. After the last election, there were many things that were written as guidelines in those laws that was not justiciable, and they said they were just guidelines and INEC could do them at the discretion, that came back to be a point that hurt people that had agitations after the result of those last elections. Is it not time to make those things that were written as guidelines to turn them to laws?
Rufai, you want to eat your cake and have it. You said guidelines, and you said laws are not sufficient, but you want to make them into law. Then why don't you make them into law without tampering with the Constitution? The issue is that the judiciary cannot stand up to what they are meant to do. That is the issue. That's attitudinal. Please, Rufai, you should help me address this matter.
Okay, Alhaji, a chieftain of the New Nigeria People's Party, he will also discuss the opposition coalition and the growing fear of Nigeria sliding into one-party state. Good morning, and thank you for joining us, Madam Buba Galadima.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ruben Abati.
Yes, thank you,
Good morning.
Well, let's start with the controversial side of this conversation, which is opposition coalition. There have been all kinds of views. The presidency saying these are desperados, expired politicians, people who have lost relevance, who just want to look for a way to become relevant again. The NNPP has also been mentioned in the course of the conversations, whether the leader of your party, Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, is going to join on the other side, that is dissolve the NNPP into the APC, because just as we have the coalition, we have quite a number of politicians too who are defecting into the NNPP. Now, what do you think is the significance on both sides, either of defections or of coalition politics? Do you think that the coalition politicians are truly, as alleged, just desperate and looking for power for its sake?
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Ruben Abati. In politics, people say, in a democracy, people are allowed to air their views on any issue, whether positive or negative. For me, personally, I think the coalition is a welcome development. It's one more dissenting voice or one more iron gate against dictatorship. And as a democracy, people are allowed to not only air their views, but associate with whosoever they want. The truth of the matter is that only Nigerians can decide whether somebody is expired, extinguished, or refurbished, or rejuvenated. Only Nigerians have got that right. And under our Constitution, it is the right of people to congregate, assemble, and chart a course, not only for themselves, for the country. I wish members of this coalition good. I believe all well-meaning Nigerians will support them and will support their right to congregate and assemble and form a political bloc. Because what is happening in this country, if it is not checked, I've just heard you talking about America, where we had a robust democracy, despite the fact that Trump had his way on the tax reform in America, the minority had their voice. You spoke of the hours where Hakeem Jeffrey had spoken yesterday. That is democracy. Is it very robust in our country? We need people to be bold enough. Even if you are in government, you must welcome this. People should be bold enough to say their minds. the three arms of government must be able to work independently under an atmosphere of trust and confidence, which we don't have. So if we have any group of people coming up to say they disagree with this and this is what they believe in, I think we would welcome them and wish them well.
I had mentioned Dr. Rabiu Kwankwaso's name as, somebody whose name had been mentioned, either he will join APC or he will also join coalition. Where does he stand? In which direction is the NMPP, your party, likely to go?
Well, Dr. Ruben Abati said our party, the NNPP. NNPP is a political party registered under Nigerian laws, recognized by the law, recognized by INEC. We stand where we are. Of course, we had several things being said in the social media, in the press, but that only goes to confirm that Kwankwaso is the only politician that this country needs and ought to follow, because he is such a strategic politician that he has decided to keep quiet, and people are campaigning for him free of charge instead of spending money to launder his image. Everybody is saying he's a good person. Everybody is saying he's a capable person. Everybody says he has capacity to run this country. What else do you need in any politician more than that? That every Nigerian needs him. Every political party needs him. Why don't they support him to become the president of Nigeria so that he can deliver the dividends of democracy? We had all things that Ganduja's resignation or forced removal was because the APC wanted to bring in Kwankwaso. And nobody had put any evidence on the table to suggest that Kwankwaso is joining the APC. He was even pictured carrying an APC, what do you call it, membership card. Is that true? Of course, we understand that the PDP, the APC, and even the coalition had been trying to woo Kwankwaso, but he has remained steadfast, remained strategic, and we will remain in our party strategically until the whistle is blown for politics. Now, we are falling into a trap, Mr. Abati, Dr. Abati, I'm sorry, that we are giving this government an excuse not to deliver dividends of democracy by politicizing everything that the campaigns have already started. Now, they have a chance to say they were not left to govern. They drew us into this. Of course, maybe I will blame INEC in the sense that INEC doesn't have a lever or doesn't have the strength of character to call politicians to order. Has INEC given the go-ahead and the timetable for politicking? We are only 2 years into this government. Has it done that? And INEC cannot come out to say, look, politicians, stop. It is not time for politicking. It is time for governance. And whoever breaks our rule, we will deregister his political party. Is it because members of government are doing that and they are afraid to lose their jobs? That is where we will be directing the minds of the people of this country.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, so duly noted. So since your position is that you're waiting for that political whistle to be blown, when it is blown, do you think that an offer for Senator Kwankwaso to be made vice president, a running mate to President Bola Tinubu, do you think that's a fair vehicle for him to express his vision and the NMPP's vision and goals for Nigeria? Because some are saying that the way has been opened for that, and that might be a great role for him. Is this something you would advise him to take on?
Can you say for sure that that offer is on the table?
Well, if it's
Have you been sent to tell us that offer is
I'm
on
just
for us?
hypothetically, you know, in politics, anything is possible, sir. So, hypothetically speaking, if the offer comes, how will you react to it?
That is not on the table. And when we reach the bridge, we will cross it.
So you can't confirm whether you would decline that offer if it came?
Nobody, that is not on the table. Why should I decline or say for certain what I am going to do when it is not there?
Okay, Alaji.
It's not there.
Alaji.
Kwankwaso is a presidential material in this country, and everybody acknowledges that he is the only politician that has a political base of all the politicians in this country. And if there is anybody that can be sure to deliver one state, even the president, tell me, in this country like Kwankwaso.
Okay.
I know people say, oh, Kwankwaso has, I'm coming. Kwankwaso's political base is only Kano. Is Kano only 6-7 million registered voters and somebody won election with only 8 million? Is that only? Oh, Kwankwaso doesn't have money. It's okay. We have voted for those who gave money. Where are we now?
Alaji.
So what I am saying is that, yes.
Go ahead. Finish up. No, this Rufai, your friend.
So,
finish up, sir.
Oh, Rufai, you are around.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So the truth of the matter is that Kwankwaso is a presidential material, and you have no other politician in Nigeria today like him. And he's got a political party. If you believe what I am saying, all of us should congregate around him and make him the president of Nigeria so that Nigeria would be a better place for all of us.
Okay, Alaji, so these are the arguments people make against Kwankwaso. They say it's only one state. You said Kano has 6 million registered voters, but 6 million people do not vote. The margin at which Kwankwaso won was about, it's going to be the 1 million mark. That's the kind of, you can't even get 4 million votes out of Kano in an election. Nigerians don't come out to vote as they used to do before, and Beavers has changed the game. So when you talk, so you're saying as if it's the 6 million people that will come out in Kano and they will vote Kwankwaso. That's not true. But Alaji, there's a matter that's been niggling, and I want you to be able to, throw light on it. This NNPP matter with Boniface Anyebuna, Dr. Boniface Anyebuna. Okay, I'll give you an instance. This was written in the Nation newspaper on the 10th of March. They say the founder of New Nigerian People's Party, Dr. Boniface Anyebuna, has said his standard bearer in 2023 elections, Dr. Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, was expelled due to anti-party activities. He said Kwankwaso tried to usurp the party's machinery, claiming that NNPP was handed over to him by his founder. Anyebuna said this when he was inaugurating newly executive members of the Lagos State chapter of NNPP. So they said Kwankwaso has been expelled. So I don't understand. Boniface Anyebuna is saying, you've been expelled. You are saying our party NNPP. How can the party be yours when you've been expelled? And Alaji, just help me throw light to all of this that is happening back and forth, Alaji. Good to see you again. I've missed you, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Rufai. Why do you promote negativity?
Alaji, it's all sides, all views now. It's all sides, all views.
I'm coming.
It's all sides, all views.
This matter has been this matter has been thrashed between me and you and between several people. Is there anything called the founder in any political party? The opening remark is that every political party, not NNPP, that the party belongs, that any Nigerian is free to enter that party and is free to get out. And that every Nigerian will contest for any position in the party structure or in elective offices. That is the opening remark in every political party. Where are the founding fathers of the PDP today? Where are they? Are they even mentioned? Even those that were presidents. Where are the founding fathers of the APC? I am one of the founding fathers of the APC because I was a number 4 signatory to the formation of the APC. So would I now claim that, look, President Bola Tinubu should get out because I am more important than him, being a founding father of the APC, I should become president? Can I do that? It's simple logic. We had several things, but I want to again draw your attention. There was an election held in Edo. There was an election held in Ondo. And there is an election going to be held in Anambra. Which logo of the political party is INEC displaying? If you don't want to do investigative journalism, to go to INEC and find out, tell me which logo of the party was used for those elections. Please, shall we make this matter die naturally? Because it looks like you are supporting those who are trying to destabilize us by always reminding Nigerians that NNPP is in crisis. We are not.
Alaji, with due respect,
there is only one NNPP.
Alaji, with due respect,
Yes.
I don't sell ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm not here to make you happy and talk in favor of your party. I am here to give every side a view and put their side out. So I'm not here to sell ice cream. I'm not part of your party surrogate in the NNPP. You do a good job at that. I'm not part of your political arrangements. All I'm here as a journalist to do is to weigh every side of view. And let me advise you in advance, sir. The side of view I will put forward
that there is only one
will not make you happy sometimes, but it's a point of view. You have just explained that, no, okay, it is your party logo that INEC is adopting. But it doesn't stop the likes of the Boniface and Nebuna from talking. And as a media, it doesn't stop us from hearing their own side of view. Because if you are saying we should hear your own side of view alone, other people should not talk, then that's not media. So we must be able to represent all sides of view. And that's just what I'm saying to you today. I said the likes of the Boniface are still talking. Rest the case. You say I believe in negativity. It's not a case of negativity. It's a case of a side and a point of view. It's for you to now make clarity. Just like I proved to you when you said, oh, Kanu has 6 million registered voters. I said it's not 6 million people that will vote for Kwankwaso. And 6 million people didn't vote for Kwankwaso in the election, in the last election in Kanu. Definitely, a lot of people will not come out to vote. So, Alaji, it might not be in your favor.
You are chopping into my time.
Oh yeah, Alaji, I'm sorry now. You know I've missed you.
You will tell me time is over.
You know I've missed you, Alaji.
Let me go back again. You see, Kwankwaso, do you know that Kwankwaso delivered 2 million votes to Buhari in 2015? Are you aware? And because Kwankwaso scored 1 million votes in this election, there were reasons to it. One of such reasons was that Kwankwaso started late, 6 months to election in NNPP. The second reason is that NNPP is not on the ballot properly. Because if you check the ballot of 2023, there is no word written NNPP on any of the ballot papers. And if you check the ballot paper, that our entire logo that time, the basket of fruits, was defaced. And that is why there were only 20 million people in Nigeria that voted in that election, when we are supposed to have 38 to 40 million people. All those that did not vote ought to have voted for Kwankwaso, but because he was not on the ballot.
Okay.
So let me educate you on that one. And on the issue of NNPP, I said there is only one side to it, which is the party, which is the logo recognized by INEC. And we have gone this, me and you, in this kind of programs, discuss this matter times without number. So why do you always bring it to refresh the minds of Nigerians that NNPP is in crisis? We are not in crisis.
Alaji, I do not believe that the laws are enough. After the last election, there were many things that were written as guidelines in those laws that was not justiciable, and they said they were just guidelines and INEC could do them at the discretion, that came back to be a point that hurt people that had agitations after the result of those last elections. Is it not time to make those things that were written as guidelines, to turn them to laws?
Rufai, you want to eat your cake and have it. You said guidelines, and you said laws are not sufficient, but you want to make them into law. Then why don't you make them into law without tampering with the Constitution? The issue is that the judiciary cannot stand up to what they are meant to do. That is the issue. That's attitudinal. Please, Rufai, you should help me address this matter.
Okay, Alaji, as we begin to wrap up now, how about the devolution of powers to the states and the local councils that, is also being proposed? Particularly the effort to recognize local councils as a separate level of government, which is not recognized in the Constitution as it is.
Dr. Abati, when we started this Fourth Republic, the local governments were fairly independent. They managed their affairs. They could not be removed by the governors. But there was something that was introduced into the Constitution by General Magashi, who was the lawyer of the military in Abacha's Armed Forces Ruling Council, that is still haunting us. Because when you look at the financial aspect of it, which is the key issue, that in the federation account, monies should be distributed through the tiers of government, the federal government, the state, and the local governments. And every local government has its name and monies meant for it from the federation. I'm coming, please. This is a very important issue. Should be given to them directly. But unfortunately, there was another issue that says that the state, in every state, there should be also a state account where all monies should be put into. That money that they say, we that framed the Constitution, what we meant that time was that is money generated within the state that will be put into that account, and the state House of Assembly will now make a law on how that money should be distributed between the state and the federal government. But monies that have already been distributed from national level should not go into that account. That is the only thing that you need to address in that law. And the president has tried to do that, but the governors became adamant, and because they are stronger than the president, they can make and unmake any president, which they did to Buhari, and they twisted even President Bola Tinubu, that he was not able to implement that independence for the local government. We need that because the local government is a focal of development. And in some states, there are certain communities that will never become governors of those states. So if you give them that independence and give them their money, they will manage it in a manner that they want, not for the state to tell them what they should do. Because it is the man that wears the shoe that knows where it pinches him.
But for you to do that, you still need to amend the Constitution, at the relevant sections thereof. But thank you very much.